The U.S. Attorney's Office says it has a two-pronged approach when it comes to the Americans with Disabilities Act. Assistant U.S. Attorney Noah Sachs.
There's two main ways in which we promote and enforce the ADA. Our office does a lot of outreach. We do a lot of training with other civil rights advocacy organizations and disability rights advocacy organizations in the Virgin Islands. We reach out to the local government and its agencies and provide training when we can and when appropriate to do so. We are also authorized to enforce the ADA as well.
In one instance in 2013, a young man who was visually impaired was denied access to a taxi because he had his service animal with him. The young man filed a complaint, and as a result, the Virgin Islands Taxi Commission was contacted and the driver was identified. The driver ended up paying a fine, and
in addition, the driver had to undergo training on the ADA. And shortly after we reached the settlement agreement, we then began a series of trainings with the Virgin Islands Taxi Cab Commission as part of their larger mandatory customer service training for new taxi cab drivers and applicants to be taxi cab drivers in the Virgin Islands. They have to attend this day-long training seminar. And one of the modules in that training seminar is on the ADA. Our office, in conjunction with the Disability Rights Center, we go to the Taxi Cab Commission and we provide this presentation and this training on the ADA. And we provide materials to the applicants and drivers. And I think that has definitely helped change the attitude of a lot of the drivers and a lot of the other transportation providers on the island.
in those trainings, there's an average of 40 to 50 drivers at a time. The Disability Rights Center is the Northeast ADA Center's affiliate on the Virgin Islands. The Northeast ADA Center is headquartered at Cornell University and covers the Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, New York State, and New Jersey.
Our office also does compliance reviews under the ADA, which is when we go out and we assess whether or not a public agency or a private entity is in compliance with the ADA in terms of physical access. And we've done a lot of that kind of work on all three islands. And I think that we have, in doing that work, we've gotten a lot of voluntary compliance by these private entities and public agencies.
As to the future,
we're going to continue with our two-pronged approach in terms of enforcement and outreach. We love to do outreach. I think that that is a great way of preventing problems from happening.
Find more stories at northeastada.org. The contents of this video were developed under a grant from the National Institute on Disability, Independent Living, and Rehabilitation Research.